Hey guys! Oh my gosh, I am back so soon. I didn't expect to be back so soon, but here I am. My daughter was so awesome and was kind enough to lend me this like little stand that she got for Christmas. I'm sure you can see the lights in my eyes. But anyway, that was super nice of her and it just like makes my recording easier. So I love you. Thank you for letting me borrow your stand. Also, I've been working with this new deck and I knew it screamed at me for a reason. It's called Star Codes Astro Oracle Deck. Highly recommend going to get this. I'm not like being paid to do this or anything like that, but this is already changing my life. I've started using it just for myself and lots of introspection with this oracle deck because it has so much to do with astrology and like planetary emphasis, and it's an interesting deck so far. I've learned so much about myself only using it a few times. So this is going to be a general reading for Aries. Now, Aries, I am still learning this deck, and how I learn is I just use it. I just use it. I don't read the whole book back to front 5 times until I have it memorized. No, I memorize things through actually using them. So that's what I've done, and I've pulled you 4 cards from this oracle deck. And the first thing that I got from this, I pulled the oracle cards in advance because I wanted time to read and understand them. And the sense that I got from this is, Aries, I feel like it's either you or somebody else, put the energy where it applies, that is struggling with work-life balance at the moment. The first card that came up was Pallas Athena. So this card, hold it nice and close. I love it so you can look at the new decks, right? The new cards. In Greek mythology, Athena was born from Zeus. Okay, she sprung from his head, fully grown in a full suit of armor. Okay, and she was queen. All right, like she probably the strongest female influence with a lot of masculinity on top of it. If you were to think of someone in their masculine and their feminine, Athena would have been far more in her masculine energy than her feminine. And sometimes when I think of this particular woman, I think of a businesswoman, and that's exactly what was described in this book here. It all made sense to me. When you think of Athena, think of, think of the type of woman who would suit up and walk into a boardroom and tell everyone exactly what they want. Okay? Also, if we wanted to think about that in the same respect, yes, it's a very masculine atmosphere, especially when you think of something like a big corporate firm or something like that. She's up with all these other masculine energies. Okay? And that can be really exhausting. 333. Okay? The one thing that came up with this card that came to my mind first was maybe to ask yourself, do I have to compromise who I am to fit into this role? Because, with Athena, I don't think maybe she realized that she constantly felt like she had to be this strong individual. But a part of her being strong, okay, like let's look at this first of all, okay? She was born from Zeus's essentially mistress, who ate his mistress, and that's how she was born, and she just poop out of his head. Okay, so it's almost like, vengeance on all my enemies, and there's almost this underlying current of past masculine trauma that might make you feel like you have to be in your masculine constantly. And that's what's exhausting. And I think Athena is here to tell you that you don't have to be that strong, 444, all the time. Okay? You may feel like you are misunderstood by people pretty frequently. I get that sense a little. the rest of what I got from this, and it was really interesting because it does feel like it's very work related, you know, this energy of like, maybe you're the boss somewhere, okay, or maybe you are in charge of a group or a project or something like that, or maybe you feel like you constantly have to fight for your seat at the table. You know, I saw this meme the other day that said, you know, I do not want to eat at a table where I have to literally bring my own chair and literally squeeze it in between people just to sit down, maybe get a morsel of dinner if there's anything left, and then convince these people why I should be there and deserve to be there. That's what this feels like. That's what this feels like. And that type of build-up and frustration and always being perhaps in that masculine energy, we come to Juno, okay? From here, this like not having the balance we want between masculine, feminine, work and home, Juno comes in, okay? Juno, I don't know a ton about Greek mythology, but I'm going to learn, and just astrology in general, but I'm learning, right? So roll with me here, people. Okay, Juno was married to Jupiter. Juno encompasses love and how we communicate with other people around us. Okay, how we communicate love, just intellectual conversation, how we treat people around us as well. It also speaks to conflict resolution and how, you know, when we are at odds in our environment, how are we repairing those situations? Are we throwing in the towel? Are we actually hearing what our loved ones are saying? Okay, this is about kind of, in a way, kind of being like part of community or part of other people, and how we recognize those other people and we honor them and ourselves. And sometimes in that, you know, everything that came after Athena was all about communication and how we talk to each other, and especially how we talk to people in our home. Okay? These cards, Athena and Juno, as well as Sagittarius here, which I will touch on after, okay? Because Sagittarius is also about communication. But all of this came up in the 4th as well as the 3rd house. The 3rd house was on the bottom of the deck. There's the 3rd house. Let you guys get a good look at these pictures. Aren't they pretty? The 3rd house, if you can see at the bottom of the card, the 3rd house is about communication. And your 4th house is about home. There you go. Now, the one thing that this little book pointed out to me was, it said, if you can think about, you know, all of your houses 1 through 12 as little, you know, markers on a map and little villages, okay? This is where this house is in the village, and this is what this house is about, and then this is where this house is in this village, along the map, and along we go. The 4th house is about your home, and again, that work-life balance for yourself. Okay, the 4th house, when you think about your home, okay, what exactly does that mean to you? Is it a place that you go home and hide, you know, you shut out the rest of the world and hide from everything else and just go straight to your room, you don't talk to anybody, okay? Or is your 4th house your sanctuary? Okay, is it where your loved ones are, where you go to like bleed and be yourself and be like, oh my God, I had the hardest day? Or are you bleeding a little too much on people? Are you bringing your work home? How are you creating balance within that? Because that's what this is about, work-life balance, how we're communicating ourselves. You know, are we making that healthy separation for ourselves? Is your home your sanctuary? How are you communicating about how you are feeling with the people in your home? Are you listening to how they're feeling? I feel like this is really, really important for you right now, Aries. It's the communication that's going on in your home with the people you love, and that's represented by Juno here. Okay, it says under Juno, partnerships. Okay, this is very important right now. Athena also calls you at the bottom here. It says to think. Athena is a thinker, goddess of wisdom, intellect. Okay. I feel like right now, especially based on the third house, third house is about community. Okay, and remember we talked about Juno, it's like how we talk to other people. This is about being hyper aware of the other people in your home. The way the book put it, and I really like this, is if you can think of yourself on like a cellular level and, you know, put yourself on a mountaintop and look down, and all of a sudden it's like, it's no longer just you and that person, right? It's this broader thing. It's like your house and your neighborhood, right? Well, take it even a step further, right? Take it to the ozone layer, and all of a sudden you can see everything, and there's like no borders and no boundaries whatsoever. This is the type of awareness that this card speaks to when we talk about the people in our community, and that includes your home, and that came at 11:11 just a few seconds ago. This is about being aware of how other people are also doing around you. 11:22, perhaps you've maybe been just a little consumed with what's going on outside of home, and it's likely work or some type of project or whatever you consider to be work. 11:33. Okay. The last card here was Sagittarius. It's so pretty. Look at the muscles. Oh my god. This card, okay, when we think of Sagittarius, they're adventurous and all that, but I really liked the play on the definition of this card in this particular book, because it was also very, very, very much so about communication and broadening your canvas. Okay, I've spoken about this in other readings before, and 12:12, this is coming up, okay, is when things aren't making sense to you, when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to learn the lessons, what are the answers, I just can't see it. Okay, understand that there is always a bigger picture at play. And I've actually learned this also working in management and operations management and working in greenhouses and organizing people, is that, you know, there's always something going on that you aren't aware of. Okay, and that's what Sagittarius is kind of asking you to do, is like, consider for a moment what you don't know and broaden your canvas. Broaden your canvas. Step on top of the mountain, step up to that ozone layer, all right, and look down, okay? There may be things that people are saying to you that aren't really coming in, right? Like, you're not receiving the messages, and perhaps you're giving out messages that aren't being received on the other end as well. There's a lot of this going on, and Sagittarius, often the challenge here is they are communicators, okay? They are the ones who will be like, nope, that's wrong, right? They're the ones who will come out and, you know, if they see that something is clearly and blatantly wrong, they're like, no, that's wrong. And sometimes that type of vigorous energy, okay, asks you to step back and be like, okay, hold on now for a second. Let's look at what the other person is trying to say too. Unbiasedly. Okay? In logic. This could have to do with acknowledging someone's feelings. You know, it's like, well, those are your feelings. Sometimes people just need their feelings acknowledged. You know? I'll leave that there. I'll leave that there for you. But here we have all these cards. Okay? So there's a lot going on there. So I have 4 decks, and through meditation, I predetermined which deck I wanted to define which card, which one of the oracle cards, like these ones. I'm gonna switch to actual tarot deck, based on what I know about my decks and how familiar I am with them. So for here, Athena. Okay, let's look at this, because I feel like you're trying to be really strong right now, and it might be a little exhausting. So let's look at that. Let's get some clarification on this Athena card. Ace of Pentacles. Are you vigorously in pursuit of something? Ace of Pentacles usually speaks to a physical offer. Maybe you have extended an offer, but like, let's see what else here. The King of Wands. Okay. This is the sense that I get here, that you are on the hot pursuit of something vigorously. Like there's something that you want, and I think you want it so much that you're not seeing what else might be going on around you, perhaps in your home, with the people around you. Have you disconnected? Have you lost touch? If you checked out, check in. All right? That's what I'm getting from this. And I feel like the message is very clear, and it was when I started, before I even started recording this, that we must be conscious and conscientious of the people around you, because I get the sense that someone misses you. Okay? Someone misses you. Yeah, the Empress, 1616. Yeah. And the Sun. Okay? You are working on yourself, and you are working on yourself real hard. Are you doing it too hard? Okay? Have you lost sight of other things? Regardless, you are like coming in hot. I don't know what else to say about that. You are coming in hot pursuit, and you may feel like you really got to push to squeeze in at that table right now. It is consumed. Like, I feel like this has kind of consumed your mind a little bit. It's almost like, how do I get to the top? How do I get to the top of whatever it is? How do you excel? How can I be the best? Right? I want the money. I want the recognition. I want the reward. Okay? But in all of that, there's this exhaustion with it. You're like in your head about it. Very analytical, very little emotion. I feel it. Like, and I don't think it's intentional on your part. You are just focused. Think of an owl, okay? Like, and the sword represents like prey, like targeted, okay? You are very attached to this, like very, 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 very focused. What's on the bottom of, yeah, King of Pentacles. I feel like this has to do with business. This could very well have, you're very business minded at the moment, sharp, like looking, pushing to the top, wanting opportunities. You just had 3 aces come up in here. You're pushing for something hard. Very hard. Yep, the Hierophant as well. Okay, you want that higher learning. You want to be like rubbing shoulders. You want to be learning from skilled people. It's like, I want to be confident, and so I must surround myself with confident people. Right? 2 of Cups, but here, the Devil. The Devil comes when we have an unhealthy attachment, or alternatively, there are unhealthy things around us that we don't realize are unhealthy. We're like, no, we're focused and we're working on ourselves and we're going to get there and we want it. But when you are pushing so hard, okay, when we try to force something into reality, okay, we get, our foundations, this 3 of Pentacles, our foundations become unstable. You have to let it flow. We're up here right now, and there's a lack of flow. Just letting it flow on its own, allowing to be what will be, and what is yours. 1919, that came up. I feel like this is kind of your, just kind of a warning and a heads up, okay? Are you trying a little too hard? Are you being yourself? Or are you being someone in pursuit of something that you think you want really badly, and maybe you do, but if you push too hard, okay, that's kind of your warning. All right? It is always wiser, okay? 3 of Wands. The Three of Wands in the Rider-Waite is that little guy standing looking out onto the waters, sending his ships out and waiting for them to come back in. Okay, the Three of Wands is not about just like jumping into new adventure and it's like whoop on to the next thing. No, we send our ships out and then they come back and tell us what's out there before we make a silly decision. All right, words of wisdom from the deck. I don't know who needs to hear this more, you or me. It's always good advice anyway. Like, really, take what you want from it. Juno, partnerships, okay? I think this has a lot to do with partnerships. I think this whole reading has to do with the many, many partnerships in your life. Let's clarify it. Juno. There's the devil. Where are your loyalties lying right now? With yourself, family, work? I don't think they're with yourself. I don't think you're like, I think this attachment here with whatever you're working on might be disrupting your home relationships based on that devil card. This reading was intended to be personal for Aries. However, feel free to reverse the energies with whoever. Maybe this is someone in your life. Okay, take it how it resonates. The Three of Wands. Again. Here's the Three of Wands again. The Fool. The Ten of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. The Lovers. The Nine of Pentacles. I think someone misses you, like a lot. Or people miss you. It might be more than one person. It could be like an entire family of people. It could be a partner. It could be your friends. It could just be people, they miss you. Like, where did you go? Where did you go? Like, you're there. Okay, but you're so focused on something else and being someone else that they're like, we miss that old person. You know? And I think there's a really important message here that, you know, sometimes like work gets exhausting. Just keeping up with, just even being someone you're not is exhausting. Trying to please other people, okay? And while you're trying to do that, you're forgetting about the most fundamental and important relationships around you. Okay, the ones that, you know, are always there. Don't forget those people. Like, I sense there was emotion lacking or an acknowledgement of someone else's emotions in need of you. It seems like you're a much loved person. Like, people need you. You know, that's what I'm getting from this. Yeah, here, look, the Emperor, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, people need you. And you're not really seeing that right now, I don't think. Like, people, I feel like there's people who are like trying to reach out to you. Maybe you're behind your phone, maybe you're behind your laptop and you're not seeing it. Because you're so focused. The Chariot. And really, you're focused on like the universal catalog, but nothing's guaranteed. You're focusing on all the possibilities and all the potentialities, but nothing's guaranteed. And that's because free will. And if you continue to choose to push it, like, at this point, it's only a Seven of Cups. Nothing's ever guaranteed. But you know what is guaranteed? People you love. People you love are guaranteed. Okay, people who love you are guaranteed. Let's move on to Sagittarius and how, you know, Sagittarius is communicating. All right, because I feel like Sagittarius might be someone else in the situation here, and maybe it's the person that misses you. Maybe it's the person that misses you. Let's see. Interesting. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles came up for Juno, and over here in Sagittarius is the King. Here's the King of Pentacles. And the Four of Swords. And the Knight of Cups. What's this? And the Knight of Wands. Yeah. Okay, so like, I feel like someone here is being like, see me, notice me, I miss you, I love you, I miss you, hello. And the other person, potentially you, okay, is very focused on their ambitions at the moment. Where did I see it? King of Swords came up for you as well, and under Athena, and here it is again. This is someone who's very up here, okay, and is not seeing this beautiful person that's right in front of them, okay? Yeah. You're a little more focused on your physical happiness right now, okay? But I feel like this is kind of a message to be like, don't take for granted what you have, okay? Because here is where there's that Ace of Pentacles again, which was up for Athena. Okay, you've lost your sight on, you've lost your focus, and you've acquired some unhealthy attachment for yourself, whatever it is, your work. Maybe you want people to like you, King of Wands, okay? Like you want to be noticed, you want to be recognized. That's also Athena and that business person. Feminine energy, right? Mostly masculine. It's, you know, it's a dominant woman. That's exactly what it is. It's a dominant woman. It's masculine woman. All these labels and phrases we have. A woman who is very confident in herself and doesn't let anyone push her around. A feminine energy. Apply it to whatever sex you want. Okay? That's what it's meant to be. Yeah, someone's trying to offer you, and like, I feel like there's a clock ticking. There is a clock ticking. I feel like someone's like putting little things out for you, and it's like you don't even notice. You're not even noticing. Like they'll do like little things, like move something or put something nice somewhere for you, and like you didn't even see it. Or maybe they did their makeup or like shaved or something, and they're just like, they just want you, like you're not noticing anything but what's going on 27 with yourself, with this unhealthy attachment. And I feel like there is a clock ticking here. Okay, nothing's more important than family, whatever that means to you. Okay, that's my philosophy. All right. Yeah, someone is grieving, I think, right now, but what to do? Like they miss you, and they feel, I think someone feels very alone right now. I think someone feels very alone right now. Let's move on to the 4th house here. Someone's lonely. The home feels empty. Maybe that's what it is. The home feels empty. Yeah, okay. The Fool. The 7 of Cups. Someone's taking a leap of faith. The Fool keeps coming up. The Star card. I feel like someone's taking a leap of faith. And the thing about the Fool, okay, is they're so trusting of people and how things are going to work out. Someone tells them it's going to be really good, and they're like, okay, all right, let's look at that catalog of life. Gonna take a leap of faith. Gonna take a leap of faith. I feel like this is a gamble, though. Queen of Swords. I feel like this is a gamble. Yeah. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. If you are going to gamble with your choices, I just would recommend perhaps communicating that very clearly to anyone who should know. Your loved one, your special person, yeah, okay? Knight of Cups. I think that you need to make some choices. And it seems like you have you've got a good support system, whether that's a partner or family or whatever, yeah. Okay? But you got to be communicating your intentions clearly. And I think when you come home at the end of the day, you need to let your feminine out. Yeah. You don't have to be strong all the time. Come home and cry. Goodness gracious. Come home and put your defenses down. Home should be your sanctuary. Alright? Communicate lovingly with the people around you. Yeah, come home and melt. Come home and bawl. Like, let that shit out. Because I think that's what this person wants. It's like, where did you go? I've missed you. Where did you go? I missed you. Just come home and cry a little. Okay? You don't have to be defensive at home. Someone cares very much about you, and I think they're trying to communicate that to you, and you haven't been listening. And I think you know, should know that you should, like, don't take that for granted. Okay? Someone is trying to manifest you back. Someone is, yeah. King of Swords in reverse. I don't think you're the King of Swords by nature. I don't think that's actually who you are. And I think they know that too. And I think they just want you to realize it. Okay? With great reward comes great sacrifice. 31:31, I started saying that. And I know this lesson firsthand. With great reward comes great sacrifice. This is going to be all about choices for you and a few realizations about what unhealthy attachments are. Yeah. Yep. Okay, you've been so focused on your wish fulfillment. Okay, that there is a greater pain going on. And if you got to try that hard to convince people to sit at their table, walk away from their table. You're better than that. Build your own table. Invite like-minded people, but first and foremost, at the head of the table with you should be whoever this person is right here, because they love you. They love you. They've been trying to communicate that to you. Okay, but you've been in retrograde, and now you got some things to review. Alright? That was a big reading, Aries. I'm going to leave it at that, okay? Love you guys. I'll talk to you later.